Hello and welcome to another Warcraft 3 cast, and today is ZOTAC, so it's ZOTAC number 259, and I'm casting games all day from just ZOTAC, watching the games, casting them, rendering them, putting them up onto YouTube. It's going to be pretty good. Hopefully you've already got one game up by this point, and this is the second game that I'll be putting up. So this is a game between DHC Prado, spawning as the teal orc in the top left, versus RealSappy, spawning as the orange elf in the top right. Over here we can see that RealSappy has decided to go with a Demon Hunter, and it looks like some sort of a Huntress type build here, and because we don't see an AOW creeping anywhere placed out on the map. There's no AOWs anywhere, so it's probably some type of a Huntress build. And over here we do have Prado opting for the Blade Master Grunt build, a very standard build for this map, and we're going to see what's going to happen. I'm very curious about what RealSappy is going to do. Now, this day has been very hectic so far. It's not, I've only been awake a few hours, and already I'm scrambling to get things done. I've got several replays backed up, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get through all of them today. It takes quite some time to render, and unfortunately I cannot render and record at the same time, so that is an issue that I was not expecting to have. I can almost do it. My computer is almost powerful enough, but just not quite, which is a shame. But anyway, so having said that, yeah, we're going to see what happens. I'm not going to be able to get up as many games today as I think, but I will have plenty of games, plenty of replays, I should say, to do tomorrow as well, hopefully, if things work out. Although I do have a lot of homework that I got to do, that I should be doing today, but, you know, it's ZOTAC, so whatever. Anyway, get in the spirit of the tournament, or the game, or whatever. Anyway, we have this Demon Hunter chasing around this grunt. It looks like the Blade Master is going to go over here and steal some creeps from RealSappy's side of the map. It's a green camp. It's an easy camp to steal, so that's good for him. He won't take a lot of damage. Over here we can see that it looks like RealSappy's base is probably mostly blocked off. I think this is probably open for a hero to walk through. I'm not entirely certain. That might not be, but either way we do see that this is an AOW that has gone down with a Huntress Hall, so he can go ahead and begin his tech. Okay, that sounds good. Starts his tech, and now he can get out his Huntresses. That is the first Huntress on the way out. Over here we can see that a peon has gone down by the Demon Hunter. He has gone ahead and gotten 25 experience from the peon. As you can see, he is chasing down, doing a lot of damage, putting out 300 damage so far onto this grunt right here. Well, not quite, but very close to 300 damage on that grunt. As he decides it's time to go back to his base. It looks like that was open, like I figured it might be, and we do have the Blade Master and Grunt in here just harassing Wisps right now. Looks like one Wisp does go down. A Wisp is going to get into, 2 Wisps are taking shelter currently inside of the gold mine. Now you can get up to 5 Wisps sheltered in the gold mine. As you can see, we're up to 3, and we do see that this Grunt is trapped in the base at this point. Here comes this Huntress and this Demon Hunter. Is that Grunt going to run out when it has a chance? It looks like it might. Yes, indeed, it does go ahead and run away. Good choice with the Blade Master, able to go invisible with Windwalk. He has no problem because he can just no collide his way out without an issue. As you can see right through here, this is what we're going to see. He's probably going to kill this Wisp. Maybe it looks like he will go ahead and get a break on it, but it does actually manage to get a Moonwell regeneration heal off before that happens. As you can see, the elf is halfway through his tier 2 tech, and if we look over here, the orc is also actually, it looks like the orc's beating him in tech. The orc is actually getting a faster tech. I'm surprised. It happens. It looks like the Demon Hunter, or I'm sorry, both the Demon Hunter and the Blade Master were racing to the shop to buy boots and dust. The Demon Hunter did go ahead and pick up the dust, but the Blade Master got the boots of speed, which is the really big key item. Here we can see that this is a really nice move by Prado, using these creeps effectively to help do damage to this Blade Master. The Blade Master taking a lot of damage at 80 HP, having to run away. These 2 hunts are going to have to go invisible. They are still taking some damage from this thing. These creeps, as you can see, it's ensnared, so the creeps can't actually see it while it's ensnared. We can see that it's down to 113 life, and this one is down to 348 life. That's a pretty big deal. He's already had to go through a lot of his Moonwell juice over here. As you can see, he only has about a total of about 100 Moonwell juice currently, but he is about to get another Moonwell built, and that will go ahead and spawn with 100 Moonwell juice as well. So that puts him up to just about 200 Moonwell juice, which is about 200 life or 100 mana, or any kind of combination of that, because it is 2 mana for every 1. 2 moon juice for every 1 mana restored, and I believe that the health is on a 1-to-1 ratio. So, having said that, we do see that I could be wrong about that. The mana might be a 1-on-1. It's been a while. I'm not sure if that's right. I'll try to find that out. I don't think I'll be able to get to that today. Oh, sorry. I don't think I'll be able to check that out today. But here we do see that the Demon Hunter has actually gone ahead and picked up a boost of speed, and he's going to come over here, and will he be able to see those grunts? I don't know, but he's decided to run away. Either way, it looks like the Blade Master is over here trying to cancel an Ancient of Wind. We do have an Ancient of Wind back in the back of RealSappy's base, and there goes down another one. He'll probably start his tech pretty soon once he has the resources. Generally, you don't want your dots until they are mastered to really be out on that field too much or for too long. They are useful, however, even just with amplified damage, so they don't even need a single upgrade. But if you do get upgrades on them, they become much more powerful with each one. Here we can see that these grunts are taking some hits, and we look like it might have a surround on this grunt. The grunt has not actually been surrounded. It was very close to almost getting surrounded yet again, but narrowly dodging that one as well. And it looks like now that RealSappy has given up trying to actually get a surround off, and he's just going to go ahead and attack this guy basically in the best way he knows how, which is you know, just a right click it as it runs away, which is about the best you can do. Maybe you could have seen like a Huntress run in front of that and block it, but not a big deal either way. We can see that he actually went ahead and picked up a Keeper of the Grove for his second hero, and over here we can actually see that a Tauren Chieftain will be coming out for DHC Prado very shortly. So we do see that he does have a Bestiary and a Spirit Lodge down. He does have a Raider about to come out. I imagine he would start his Ensnare research very soon. There it is, in fact. Here you can see that RealSappy is going to get a mana burn off, which is going to hurt Prado because he's down to 10 mana now. He needs 75 for a Windwalk, which is important because it gives him 70 backstab damage as well as allowing him to run around the battlefield a lot easier. Here you can see this Raider is entangled, and it's going to be picked off by these Huntresses, which are going to run away at low HP without really being in too much of a problem, because there's nothing that the Orc can really do to stop those units from running away at this point, except for the very high move speed Blade Master because of his boots of speed. Here we can see the Blade Master almost surrounded there. He does not have a mana for a Windwalk, so if he does end up being surrounded, he will be going down unless something else can happen. It looks like another Entangle going off on the Blade Master. The Blade Master is taking a lot of damage right here. The Blade Master is going to go down. It looks like the Blade Master goes down as well as the Demon Hunter. However, the Blade Master did go down first, so that was a better move for RealSappy because he did get the experience on his Demon Hunter as well as his Keeper of the Grove. I guess you could argue that, however, the Tauren Chieftain did get all the full experience and did not have to split experience on that kill. But either way, it just depends on how you look at it. But we will see that both of those heroes have gone down, and they will have to go ahead and be revived at some point. We're not seeing a tier 3 tech from this elf just yet, which is an interesting move. I'm not really sure what he's trying to do over here, but you won't see tier 3 on this orc either because it's not normally something you normally would get. But you normally do want to have... I just said normally way too many times, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, it shouldn't have happened. It should not have happened. It shouldn't have happened. It just... I'll try to do better. And now I'm just rambling. But anyway, back to the game. We do see that the Demon Hunter is back out, level 1, and I believe we have a level 2 Blade Master. So I definitely think that RealSappy got the better end of that deal, because reviving a level 1 hero is easier and faster than reviving a level 2 hero. It costs less and blah 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 blah, and you gives less experience and all that other good stuff. But here we do see that it looks like Prado's going to be creeping out his mercenary camp, while we have a RealSappy over here just creeping out his nulls. And we're going to see basically this is what you always generally like to do, is just to pull these units. There is an amplified damage, or I'm sorry, is that what's called? Fairy Fire. Yeah, Fairy Fire. There is a Fairy Fire cast on this grunt right here, which means that RealSappy has vision that this is going on, and he's deciding, I'm going to take advantage of this. Maybe he's coming into a position, but now he's decided to start retreating right there. I'm not sure why he would start that retreating, but he did. We do have the Blade Master out on the field with a Wand of Man Steel. He's probably going to sell that item at some point. You cannot sell at the mercenary camp, however, so you can buy mercenaries from it if he wants to. It looks like he's going to go ahead and pick up a Forest Troll Berserker and run around the map a little bit. We do have these Spirit Breakers that are, the Spirit Walkers that are out on the field, not at Adept yet, and that is not currently being researched either. Here we can see that the tier 3 finally being teched up from this elf, and he's going to go ahead and start his Adept research, which is almost finished at this point. We're back to the orc base. We can't see too much going on over here. It looks like he is supply blocked at 48 out of 50 food, throwing down a burrow to go ahead and start something so he can get up to 60 or 70 food whenever he feels the need. Just trying to keep creeping here, getting very close to level 3 on that Tauren Chieftain. This is a shop that he gives him a lot of experience if he creeps this out, and he can get a Tome of Experience from here as well. However, RealSappy is very close and able to get a Jack off if he wants to here. So it looks like there's only going to go one Ogre Warrior going down, which is the level 3 Brown Ogres, and that's not a huge amount of experience before RealSappy comes in and Prado versus RealSappy begins a fight right here. You can see that one of these raiders is entangled, forcing RealSappy out of the fight very easily with this Spirit Walk. With this Spirit Link. It's very difficult to deal with the Spirit Linked units when you do not have a spell or something to really deal with that. He does not have anything effectively except for those wisps that were simply not in the fight. Here you can see several low HP orc units. Not a huge deal. He has plenty of healing salves to go around at this point. And here you can see that they are going to go ahead and pick this up. Get a Ruined Bracers. He's probably going to sell that because it's a good item to sell when you don't have to worry about nukes. He doesn't really have to worry about nukes in this match. And there he goes. Sells it. Going to go ahead and pick up a Healing Scroll. Obviously a really good item. It also has a Healing Scroll on his Blade Master. This will be really nice because with Spirit Link, all of the damage is spread out very evenly across your army. And a Healing Scroll, especially 2, will basically allow your entire army to have a second wind very easily and very quickly. So it'll be very nice to see what happens here. He is still Fairy Fired, so he still has vision, so RealSappy still has vision of that Blade Master as he runs by very close. Not really being in any too dangerous of a position because he was a Windwalk moving very, very quickly. And RealSappy did just kind of do a fake out as the Blade Master walked by and scouted him. He was going one way, and then as soon as the Blade Master was out of vision range, he just turned around and decided to come up and creep this. Will Prado end up going over here anyway? We'll find out. It looks more like he's going to actually manage to see a Dryad as he scouts over towards the base, and it's going to force RealSappy to TP. That's burning a lot of TPs. It looks like RealSappy, it looks like, did he leave an item? He left just the Tome of Strength, actually, which is still a pretty big deal. Both of these heroes are actually level 3 at this point versus what appears to be, I believe, 2-2. Not very good for the elf. This is looking like a worse and worse position, really. It's definitely something he could come back from with all this versatility that he does have in his army, these Huntresses, these Dots, and the Dryads, but I'm not sure that will be really enough to deal with things. I think he might have been better off just going with just the Dots in this situation, but as it is, he doesn't even have Master Dots out yet, so I'm not really sure what he's doing. He's going to go ahead and have to use these Wisps hopefully very effectively, but he does get one of them ensnared. 2 of them die to a Shockwave, but that's better than your army dying, I would imagine. And here what you see, he's going to go ahead and come in here to dispel the Spirit Links as well as burn some mana, but the Spirit Links go right back up. They had plenty of mana. 2 Wisps was simply not enough. He needs more, but too many of them have gone down. We do have another Wisp coming in here to get another Dispel off. Will it detonate? If it detonates, it will go ahead and dispel all of that Spirit Link, but it looks like I'm not sure what it's doing. He does get a detonate off just a little bit, not hitting too many things, just mostly these Raiders right here. Plenty of units in the back. These peons are still Spirit Linked, for example, with the Spirit Walker, as well as, I believe, yes, indeed, the Blade Master. So there we can see, and a Grunt also. But there we can see that this is a pretty decent position for RealSappy to defend using an Ancient of War, basically as something saying, you know, here's an extra big unit that you'll have to deal with, and it's going to also be getting lots of healing as it fights you. And you can see he's remaking a lot of these Wisps here. He's not Master yet on these Dots either. Still not sure why he is going and focusing more on the Dryads right now than the Dots. The Dots would definitely be better served, I do imagine, because they're much cheaper to really mass produce them. They're very cheap on food, on wood, on everything. They're very cheap units, and they're very, very effective, as we know, against Orc. But either way, we do see this fight going off. It looks like this Demon Hunter may die right here. It's ensnared, and it looks like it's mostly surrounded. It does not have a TP or anything. The Demon Hunter goes down. The Demon Hunter has died, and that's not good for RealSappy. He's going to have to back up just a little bit and deal with this a little bit more. We can see a War Mill going up from Prado right out here outside the base. Looks like he's going to try to do some towers to continue this push on to make it harder, to make it a stronger push. What you see is popping an Invoke Potion off on that Blade Master just as he gets very low HP, and a Healing Salve as well. It looks like it's going to take some damage, and then a Healing Scroll goes off. We do have 2 Healing Scrolls left on the Tauren Chieftain, however, so he will not be in too terrible of a position. He Speed Scrolls away as well, and this whole Night Elf army basically right-clicking onto this Blade Master, not able to really kill him at this point, and he does have enough mana for a Windwalk now, and it looks like GG is called. So that's good game, and Prado will advance to the next round, and I believe that was round 2, so he should be going on to round 3, and that's pretty cool. So yes, indeed, that's the second game, and I got plenty of more games to cast, so I'll see you guys in the next one, hopefully.